the Quran is borrowing a story it doesn't understand. And I'm going to show you why, right? Allah is the only one you worship, right?
Yes.
Allah is the only one you should give any sacrifice to, correct?
Yes.
Allah is the only one that you owe anything to in terms of ransom, yes? Right. Now read the story carefully. Shall we just step over here a bit, away from the noise? Yeah, let's step over here a bit, away from the noise. Right. I appreciate the tone and the attitude with which you're coming into this conversation. I really do. Thank you very much. So listen to this story and work it through with me. We called out to him, O Abraham. Who's the we there?
We called. We.
Who's the we?
Allah.
Thou hast already fulfilled the vision. Thus indeed do we reward those who do right. Who's the we?
Do we? Allah.
Allah. Okay. For this was obviously a trial. And we ransomed him with a momentous sacrifice. Who's the we?
And we.
Who's the we here?
Wait, which? And we.
You ransomed them. Allah.
Allah. Right. Who does Allah sacrifice to?
Allah
sacrificed to?
Yeah.
What do you mean by Allah sacrificed to?
I'm asking.
No, he said no. It's not like this.
It says we ransomed him with a momentous sacrifice.
Yeah.
So who does Allah owe a ransom to?
No.
And who is
Like
the sacrifice that Allah is
Ransomed
making?
Abraham
Yeah.
for a sacrifice.
Right.
Okay?
But it doesn't say Abraham, does it? It says we.
Him. No. We ransomed him. We, Allah, ransomed Abraham.
Ransomed from who?
The butcher, his son. He sacrificed his own son.
Yeah, but do you know what a ransom is?
Ransom, I'm reading it.
Like that one you use for like...
Does the word do you guys know Arabic?
Yes.
Right. What is the Arabic? That's been translated by a Muslim scholar.
فديناه بذبح عظيم.
Yeah.
فديناه.
Is like.
What's the word for ransom in Arabic?
فديناه. فدية.
Fidya, and is that what appears in the Arabic?
And what is
Well,
this?
it's not the same. Like it's.
Does it say
It's
ransom?
Like, you know what?
It's
Arabic
ransom,
is
yeah.
totally different. Than
Is it the word
English.
ransom?
It is, but like
Right.
it's not.
What's a ransom?
In Jewish and Christian tradition, the story of Abraham offering Isaac is not just a moral tale, but the very foundation of sacrificial theology. Isaac is the child of promise, the covenant son who by all human reasoning could never be given up. And yet, precisely for that reason, Abraham's willingness to sacrifice him becomes a powerful typology of the perfect redemption to come. God himself provided a substitute, a ram, which was ultimately fulfilled in the person of Jesus Christ. In this way, sacrifice was established as the pathway for the removal of sin, a pattern inseparable from salvation itself. But when we move into the world of 7th century Arabia, the picture changes. Muhammad had no direct access to the Torah in Hebrew or the Gospel in Greek. What he heard instead were fragments of stories from Jewish communities in Yathrib, from Arab Christian traders, and from heterodox groups like the Ebionites and the Nestorians that had spread across the peninsula. These stories came in oral form, often blended with Jewish midrash, rabbinic interpretations that added speculative details, or with Arab Christian legends that emphasized morality more than theology. It was likely from this environment that Muhammad first heard of Abraham's intended sacrifice of his son. Yet because he encountered the account only in fragments, without the theological roots of the sacrificial system in the Torah, the meaning shifted. In the Torah, sacrifice is always humanity offering to God, with God receiving it as a sign of atonement. In the Gospel, sacrifice finds its fulfillment in Jesus Christ, who dies for the sins of the world. But in the Qur'an, the story is reduced to a test of obedience, culminating in the line, "We ransomed him with a great sacrifice." And here lies the problem. If God himself is the one providing the ransom, then to whom is God sacrificing? Is he indebted to some other power? Does he owe a ransom beyond himself? And this is where the difference becomes clear. The Qur'an presents a story that hangs in midair. God appears to make a sacrifice without direction, without a recipient, and without any clear theological meaning. But the Gospel proclaims something far more beautiful. God owes nothing to anyone, but out of his love, he himself provides the sacrifice. The Word who became flesh, Jesus Christ, offers himself to God as the perfect ransom. In this way, the pattern of sacrifice remains consistent, from man to God. Yet this time, the source of the offering comes directly from God himself, This is the heart of Christian salvation. God is not only the one who demands the sacrifice, but also the one who provides it, so that sinful humanity may be redeemed completely.
Ours is used like in a hostage situation.
Yeah, so work that example out. We've got a hostage
Yeah,
situation.
but like it's different. That's the thing. In Arabic, this is different. Like when
So,
you
so
Arabic,
ransom doesn't mean ransom in Arabic.
it does have a different one.
Yeah, it
different
doesn't give
way.
us the
Like
direct
فديناه بذبح عظيم. Like so, it's just like instead of you sacrificing your son, we ordered you to sacrifice a
Yeah.
So
big
Allah
lamb.
gave him another choice.
So he gave him a choice, and it was a trial. It's
Yeah.
the whole story.
Yeah, I know the whole story's a trial.
Yeah.
But the point is,
Yeah,
Allah is saying we ransom
yeah.
with a great sacrifice, right? He's not saying we gave to Abraham to sacrifice. He's saying we ransom with a momentous sacrifice, which begs two questions. One, who is Allah ransoming to? And who is Allah sacrificing
No, it's
to?
not. Allah is ransoming
Yeah.
for no one.
Okay, by the way, this is a mistake. I think
It's a
maybe
mistake in the Quran.
English translation.
No, not
the
in the
English
Quran translation.
Because
So
in
it's a
Arabic-
mistake in the
no,
translation.
In the Arabic,
Do you want to pull up other translations?
Just a minute. Like I care about the Arabic version.
Yes.
Yeah. The Arabic version doesn't make sense. Like says that.
But you said the word was ransom.
Just a minute. It is ransom in a
It is
different
ransom.
way. In a
So that
different-
is-
in a different way. It's like.
Go on, give us a different idea
instead
of what
you-
ransom means.
Instead of you, okay, sacrificing your son, okay, we gave you the opportunity to sacrifice like a lamb.
That's not a ransom, that's a choice.
That's a choice. Okay,
It's not a choice.
It's not a choice.
So it's not a choice.
Like
It was not like it doesn't mean a choice.
a replacement.
Yeah.
Like you can say it's anything. Like you don't,
Yeah.
a replacement or anything you can say that.
Yeah.
But it's not like the first thing. God doesn't need sacrifices from us.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
God didn't need a sacrifice from Ismail. It was the whole thing as a trial.
Yeah.
From Ismail.
The Quran never says Ishmael.
This way.
Quran never says Ishmael.
The Sunnah says that. But even if the Sunnah doesn't say that, we just take it as it is.
Even
One
if
of
the
his
Sunnah
sons.
doesn't say it.
Even if that, it's one of his sons.
Yeah.
And we just take for it.
Yeah. Now, you know Muhammad used to hang around with Jews.
No, in Mecca, no.
No. When? Hold on one second. In Medina,
Medina, yes.
There were
Mecca,
Jews.
No. But when did it start?
No,
The
hold on.
revelation is not in Mecca.
it did Muhammad go to Medina
When?
at the Hijrah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Were there
did
Jews in
when-
Medina?
When did the Hijrah
Why
happen?
did he choose Medina?
Right. Were there Jews in
No,
Medina?
when did the Hijrah happen?
No, hold on one second, bro. All I said was Muhammad hanged around with Jews.
When?
That's not the point.
It is the point.
No, you don't even. What's the point I'm going to make by that?
Just a minute.
What's the point I'm going to make by that?
understand your point now.
What's my point?
You're going to say that because he hanged out with Jews, he knew about their stories and he used them.
Yes.
Well, no.
That is
the
it.
revelation of Islam started in Mecca before the Hijrah.
Yes.
Way along with before the Hijrah. And there was no Jews in Mecca.
No, one second. You've got this wrong entirely.
Yeah.
Muhammad was a tradesman for his first wife
from Medina. Not
Khadija.
from Medina.
Were for his
Damascus.
first wife
In Damascus. In
Khadija,
Damascus.
and there were Jews in Damascus.
No, there were
and there were
Christians in
Christians also in Damascus.
Yes.
And there were Jews around the Middle East, and there were Christians around the Middle East.
Yes.
And Christians also knew this story. So Muhammad is taking a story
Okay, they knew this
that he
story.
doesn't understand.
No, okay, just a minute. No, this is the now the funny part. Who ever told you
Yeah.
that Islam contradicts? Okay?
Sorry?
Who told you that Islam, okay, it doesn't say that we respect Christianity and Judaism as religions?
I haven't
It's
even raised that point.
Just a minute.
That's
No,
not a point I've
that's the
raised.
thing.
have-
That's the
we have
thing.
similar
We do
things.
have similar.
We have
We have similar stories.
We have
We have similar
similarities.
perceptions.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's not a big issue. Even if you have it in the Bible,
It doesn't mean that we should not have it.
we even
Hold on one
like
second.
the
You're getting
Israelis,
excited.
you know, the
You're getting
Israelis.
excited. You're getting excited.
The story, the Israelites, okay?
Right.
The Old Testament.
Let's
we can read it.
Let's
And
come.
We can read it.
Let's come to the reason why it's important who was sacrificed.
Yes.
It was because the sacrifice was connected to the covenant.
Yes.
Right? In Christianity, we believe that the sacrifice that Abraham made of Isaac, that was then substituted by a lamb, is pointing towards the fact that Jesus Christ is the sacrifice for the world. Now let me explain how we figure this out. Because the lamb that Abraham sacrificed represents Jesus Christ. Isaac, in this story, represents humanity, or those that are within the covenant, that God has given to Israel and the church. And Abraham in this story represents the judgment of God.
In the Torah, the story of Abraham's sacrifice leaves no room for confusion. Genesis 22 states plainly that it was Isaac, the child of promise, who was to be offered. This is crucial because Isaac was no ordinary son. He was the son of promise, born to Sarah when every natural hope had already vanished. His sacrifice, therefore, was not just a story of obedience, but a prophecy pointing forward. God himself would one day give his only begotten son. Isaac's near sacrifice is a typology, and the ram that replaced him is a prophetic sign of Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. The biblical narrative is consistent. Sacrifice is about atonement for sin, and every offering in the law finds its true meaning only when fulfilled in Christ. But when we turn to the Qur'an, the picture shifts. In Surah al-Saffat, Abraham dreams that he is sacrificing his son. No name is given. The account is compressed, and the theological core is cut out. What remains is Abraham's obedience, until suddenly the line appears. We ransomed him with a great sacrifice. At first it sounds lofty, but when considered closely it raises troubling questions. Who was the son, Isaac or Ishmael? Why would God need to ransom him? To whom would God present a sacrifice? And if God himself is the one paying the ransom, does that mean God owes something? Owes to whom? And for what? These are contradictions the Qur'an never resolves. The history of Islamic interpretation only highlights this confusion. Many classical commentators, including al-Tabari, originally followed the Jewish Christian tradition that it was Isaac who was offered. Reports from some of the early companions supported this as well. Yet later, in the context of Arab identity and the desire to elevate Ishmael as the ancestor of the Arab people and of Muhammad himself, the interpretation shifted. Gradually, the emphasis was placed on Ishmael rather than Isaac. In other words, the Qur'an itself never made the identification clear. The claim that it was Ishmael arose later from political and theological needs. The historical setting explains why this happened. Muhammad never read the Torah in Hebrew or the Gospel in Greek. Instead, he relied on stories told to him by Jews in Yathrib and by Arab Christians, many of whom were shaped by heterodox sects. These tales came orally, often mixed with Jewish midrash, rabbinic expansions full of speculation, or Arab Christian legends that stressed morality more than theology. From these, Muhammad grasped the outline of the story. Abraham, a son, a sacrifice, and a ram in place of the boy. But the deepest meaning, that sacrifice is about atonement for sin and that it points to the Messiah, he never understood.